So this was a poem that I wrote on December 29th, 2019. I haven't read it back since then, so I don't know if I still like it or not. And only one other person has seen it. So, exclusive, exclusive. All right, here goes. There's a firefly in my mind. I can't stop dancing around the void, driving around the thought of falling into the depth of awakeness. This is a free right, I guess, but nothing is free. There is no such thing as a free right. Everything costs energy, at least, and I wonder what this will compare to and how it will measure up. She flitters in my mind, and day and mind come to the forefront at the same time, and all the words come dripping out of the creases in my fingertips. Tippity tap of my keyboard, and is the most incredible word because it is so amazingly iterative. The firefly flickers. The void stands waiting to go back to sleep. I remember that day my father barbecued in the backyard in Long Beach, and my sister and I were playing with the neighborhood boy who was older than us, teaching us to catch fireflies and how to climb trees. I can still smell the barbecue, but I can't see the face of the boy. Not clearly, anyway. I don't understand death and the void. Seems so wasteful to have lived a life to go back to nothingness. I still want to live forever, which I imagine is better than wanting to not. I used to not, but forever seems longer now, too long to not want it. And Audrey's writings of freedom in other worlds and mingling and being present inspire me, and I appreciate that. And my heart reluctantly remains open to that. The pulsing in my hands feels good, and I wonder if there is truly something better than good. Can anything really be anything at all, I guess is the real question. But if there is, then are there really such wondrous degrees? I wonder if those breaths I hear are from my roommate in the other room, or just in my mind. I still think it's funny that when I think of my mind, I see the image of a brain. I wanted to say my brain, but of course it can't be, because I've never seen my brain. Although I did see a CAT scan once. But I cannot see the mind. I can't know what the mind is. Only that I guess it is me. But then what of the body? The body feeds the mind. Or is it an instrument? Is it a suit? Is it an extension of the mind? Trippers and askers, loungers and likers, I want my muse back. And I am receiving words, but I do not have any idea or concept of the meaning. But maybe I'm just not fully remembering that might be the way it always was. The likeliness of a story knowing its beginning, middle, and end is probably very slim, because none of that can be known and things always change. In fact, it is very often that the ending of a story can change the beginning. And I wonder then, when I end, will time make some corrections? The firefly's light grows brighter, and I'm reminded of the dream I had years ago of the man in the cave screaming, I scream the names to know I'm alive. I scream the names to know I'm alive. Strange dreams and strange caves and strange men. And now the apartment I type in scares me. It's 2:35 a.m. on a Saturday night, and I don't like the noises around me. The material realm is so frightening, but I guess the ethereal can very much be as well. I think I'll stop for a while. But wait, my heart says to keep going. What do you want to say, heart? I want to say that love is still in you and you need to give it away, because if you don't, I'll explode. I want to say that I am not your actual heart, but I'm more like what they call the soul, and I trip and fold in on myself when I have too much inside. The inside needs to match the outside. The input needs to match the output maybe as well. And I need you to remember to get, let, and search for someone to touch you, because the transference of this kind of love needs to happen with that. Doesn't matter in what way, but preferably in a romantic and gentle kind. Okay, heart, are you done now? Perhaps for now. The firefly will flitter about for a little while more. The cave will illuminate, and I'll maybe watch some TV and enjoy myself before I attempt to sleep. Good night. Good night. And that's that. And that is a poem. And I don't know how much sense it makes, but it exists in my phone.
Sometimes you like right now, like you ask us like, oh, what'd you think, you know? And so I'm like, how or why is he asking that? Like,
Okay, so I guess when it comes to that, it's about that. I have a poem. I think it's in my book where, at one point I say something like, "Did I communicate the emotion?" Like that's what it's about. Where I'm constantly trying to figure out, kind of like what I said before, like how am I saying what I'm really feeling? Am I communicating what I'm really feeling? So I think it's like less of like a critique of like really what I'm asking is not like did you like it or the form of it or something, but like did I communicate an emotion to you of what I'm feeling right now, you know? Did something happen or did you feel nothing? Did I say something?
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello?
That's why I think too it's a little bit more awkward for me to like talk to a camera because like if I'm at an open mic I could get a feeling, you know, or people might clap or you know, you could tell if it's like a fake clap, which sometimes I'll get, or if it's like people that were really engaged or I see it like I just read something or played something and then like we all have to be quiet. So it's kind of like weird because I feel like did it work? Did I do it? You know.
I find that sentiment really interesting just because, like, I don't know, writing and like poetry to me has always seemed like a really solitary thing, like a personal thing.
Huh.
But the way you're describing it, it sounds like you want it to be social. Like it's
Yeah, for me, it's like it's not finished until I've performed it. Like that's the point of it. Like one of my favorite poems that I've written was 6 Minute Me, where it's talking about it's really meta, man. Like it's talking about being at open mics and how like you know at the time like it was a 6 minute time limit at the series I would go to and it was like that's the only amount of time every week that I have to be me, you know? And like in the poem I'm talking about it's really gonna mess with me to think that like I'll be talking to a room that doesn't exist yet, but you will all exist, and like I'll be doing this, and you'll respond that way, and like it's so cool when I read that because like people do respond. It's like it's weird, but yeah, it's about like the performance of it. Or if I feel like if I just write something and nobody sees it, it's almost like a feedback loop. It's like, well, I'm just talking to myself, so what was the point?